Hi there everyone and welcome to Kip's Kitchen. Today's edition, as promised, is presented by Simon. He's our guest chef. He's going to be showing us how to prepare an omelette today. Should be easy and straightforward. Let's see how to do it. Hello Simon, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Kip, and thank you very much for inviting me to Kip's Kitchen. It's a great...
Well, it's been ages. How long is it since you made your last omelette?
About 20 minutes when I was out of shot.
So let's see if we can get it right this time, eh everyone?
Right, first things first, the pan. If you have a pan you love, then making an omelette is a joy. I got this pan charity shop in Tottenham, £1.99 about 5 weeks ago. Love it to pieces. It's heavy, it's not non-stick, it's not aluminium, it's just a good old-fashioned steel frying pan, and it's a good size.
Is it a frying pan, Simon?
I would call it a frying pan.
A frying
it's
pan.
A frying pan.
And we were saying before that if you bought that in IKEA, it would be £15.
It would. My heart fluttered when I saw it in the charity shop.
Yeah. Which one charity shop was it?
I think it's the one. You know, there's two kind of opposite the post office.
In Tottenham.
Yeah, in Tottenham.
Oh right, yeah.
The one on
of
left.
those. Oh yeah.
I can't remember what it's
yeah.
for.
£1.99 was it?
£1.99.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Right, Bob's your uncle.
Right.
How about we start? What are the ingredients you need?
Tell
me what the ingredients
you need.
One
Real dairy ingredients here. We've got the butter. We've got the eggs. We've got the milk. And we've got cheese. So, hey, we've got one happy cow somewhere. Right, okay, first things first. Pan on the heat. I've got this at a low to medium heat. I cook at quite a low temperature, I think, compared to most other people. Now you're going to need some fat or something to grease the pan. I use butter. You could use oil, I suppose, but I use butter. I suppose I'm using about a tenth of a pat of.
Do you want to show that to the camera? Take that closer to the camera.
Yeah,
move closer to the camera.
Yeah, there we go.
So
perhaps I might use a bit more than that, but that's a starter.
Yeah.
Put that in there. That starts to melt immediately. I should just say, as get my excuses in early, this is the first time I've ever cooked on an electric cooker.
Well, I know that's not true.
Oh no!
I can't lie to people on
you're right,
video.
It's the second time.
YouTube and.
Yes, you know. Yeah, it's the second
He's
time.
He's lying to you,
it's
everyone.
The second time, but it still feels like the first time.
The first time was 20 minutes ago. Go on.
Okay, well, that butter is melting away there nicely. There's going to be a lot of butter in there, but I like a lot of butter in there.
That ruined your script.
You can move it now. I've completely gone to pocket. Anyway, that's going there. Now, in the meantime, a bowl. Well, hey, what do you say?
Yeah, don't show that to the camera. We all know what a bowl
is.
Crikey, there, everybody. I hope you got that.
3 large eggs. There's a good one-person omelette. Yeah, that's number 1. We had to dash to the co-op to get these. I usually use Asda organic eggs.
We've used up all our eggs, so we had to go to the co-op.
On the dress rehearsal.
What was the tip the guy gave us, Matt, in the
He said make sure your omelette's cooked. So.
Whatever that means. He left me.
Is there a fork handy, please?
Fork?
Yeah, please. I should have.
No, that's all right. That's fine.
Okay.
Fork, everyone.
Fork, everyone. 3 eggs.
3 eggs.
Now, some people add water to the eggs, but a splash of milk for me is all I ask for. I suppose that was about 3 dessert spoons full cream milk.
Generous helpings.
I'm a generous helping of milk because I like quite milk. I think a milky omelette makes the whole omelette much fluffier. Then you whisk it with a fork. I would never use a proper whisk, or certainly not an electric whisk or a food processor or anything ludicrous. You're breaking up the yolk straight away, of course.
That's what we're doing, is it breaking up the yolks?
Breaking up the yolks, and then I would whisk it for about, as long as if it took say 10 seconds to break up the yolks, then I would go for another 20 seconds.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. I have no idea what you're on about there.
Yeah. Get a bit of air in there.
Right. That's what we're doing. Whisking to get the air in.
You're not just sort of stirring it like that. You're not stirring it like a cup of coffee.
Okay.
You're stirring it like a sort of
round
motion. To get the air in.
I'm so pleased we did that rehearsal.
That'll fluff it up a bit.
I'm so pleased we got it wrong the first.
We probably got it wrong the second time as well. Anyway, and now I'm pouring it straight into the pan there. There we go. Now, patience. A lot of people will start to flaff around, they'll start playing with it, and...
yeah, I noticed the first time how,
you just got to sort of
patient
find something else to do. Let's get your glasses.
And everyone, we've got the cheese here. This is what we went to go for. This ordinary grated cheese. This cost Simon £1.29. I must say I owe him about a tenner for all the stuff he's bought us so far. So there's the cheddar cheese. Yes. We had a look at. I wanted to try the mushrooms down the shop. Okay, but Simon explained to me that you actually have to cook. You have to cook mushrooms, and I've never cooked a mushroom in my life. The only time I've ever cooked a mushroom is when I put it in with the pork chops.
If you wanted a mushroom omelette here, what you would have done, before you whisked the eggs, before you've done anything like that, put your butter in your pan, get it melted, slice your mushrooms, put them in the pan, fry them until they're a bit soft. It won't take long, 5 minutes if that. Then you take your mushrooms away, you pour them onto a plate or something, then you do what we're doing now, the omelette mix into the pan. You cook the omelette, then you put the mushrooms back on the omelette.
Right, yeah.
You with me?
Yes, I am. Yes, yeah. So you use the mix.
Yeah.
You use the mix, and then you make the thing. It's starting to bubble away. This happened the same as last time. It's bubbled.
It'll start to sort of solidify at the bottom and around the edges. It's taking.
That's a good word. We hadn't used that one.
No, we won't
solidify.
So it's going to take a bit of time. What else can we talk about?
Yeah, I just make the point that the previous video didn't work because I set it up incorrectly. So it wasn't Simon's fault at all. In fact, we tried out his omelette, and I'm absolutely nutty stuffed.
Yeah, we're both.
It was delicious. One of the things that I'm particularly interested in with all food is taste. And just to say that omelette tasted of cheese, you know, it was a definite cheese omelette, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And it was a fantastic meal in one. It's particularly my favourite with the seeded bread, which we had it with.
Yeah, well, that was great.
That made it.
It's a great healthy meal, and we were talking about the price, weren't we?
I
suppose.
The price for these ingredients. Go through the ingredients again.
The ingredients. Well, the eggs. I get Asda's. As I say, I usually get Asda's.
Here we are.
Organic eggs.
I said. Get the cheapy small ones, but Simon insisted because he was paying, got the larger ones. So they're the eggs that we got, okay?
Yeah, they would be about, they're 145 in Asda, so we were talking about using half of them, obviously, so that's 70 odd p.
One of these of butter. I don't eat butter at all, and there's no butter in my kitchen, Kip's kitchen, so we had to buy some of that. £1.29 for that. That's
12p. 12p.
Disgusting.
The butter.
Milk. Milk. I always drink the red milk. What's that? Skimmed milk. Simon's brought along the old pasteurised milk. All right. Is that the best milk to use? Are you talking about fluffy omelettes?
I would use it. If you're using skimmed, you may as well have water, I think. But then that's just me.
So that's it. Can you make an omelette with water and no?
You can do, yeah, and I do. You can do, Kit. I think it's to state the bleeding obvious. I think it's more watery. I think milk. Well, did ask.
That is about the level of kids. I think you've hit the nail on the head there.
But one thing we should have said.
You certainly hit the ground running, folks.
If you wanted to add salt and pepper, when you were mixing the egg and the milk, good time. Then add your salt and your pepper. I don't usually add salt to anything. Pepper, I don't mind a bit of pepper, but we didn't have any pepper, so.
And we didn't have any salt. But what's happening now is it's lovely bubbling through, okay? I hope I can show the camera, okay, without it spilling out all over the place. Yeah, there you are, there's the omelette, okay? Alright.
So I suppose now, I suppose the mixture now is about 60% solid and about 40% still runny liquid. And again, we haven't played with it. I might just sort of now run this round the edge.
Because Simon has, in his career, has chefed before, so he knows. And what I'm terribly impressed with is his patience. Being an amateur, I would be poking at it like anybody.
I don't read cookery books much, so I just find my own way of doing these things.
And we were saying neither of us like oil.
Oh right, we don't like oil, do we?
We don't like.
No, we don't like oil. Butter's okay. I have to just give a shout out to this spatula, lovely spatula. This plastic, sort of slightly flexible. It's perfect. Obviously not something that's going to scratch the pan. It's taking its time here.
I wasn't sure at one point they'd actually switched the cooker on.
I wasn't sure either, actually. I don't know whether the flappy lowers is on fire or whether...
If the video stops suddenly in a moment, you'll know why.
Right, it's taking its time. It's taking its time. That's fine.
So what happened last time is that Simon flipped this over and then it started to look like an omelette. You know, at this point, basically, just to run through what he's done, I don't know, as I said at the beginning, it's been years since I've made an omelette and I've totally forgotten what to do. The only thing I could just tell him was that you're supposed to have a hot cooker, but apparently that's not true.
Well.
So I couldn't even tell you what the ingredients for an omelette were.
No.
So from what I've learned today, I know it's eggs. It's 2 eggs, is it?
I would use 3 for one person.
3 eggs for one person.
People like us.
Milk, a bit of milk, and butter, of course, for the oil to use as a sort of grease in the bottom of the pan. Then, of course, you've got to add the cheese, or another suggestion from Simon was that we could have used ham if we wanted to.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're starting to get to a point now. I would say we've still got some liquid on the surface of the omelette.
So you don't wait until it's totally dry to turn it over?
No, it's not really.
You don't wait until it's totally dry.
No. Just
Simon's now going to try and...
It's not, well...
It's not the...
There we go. Now we're turning it over nice and gently. That's a bit... That's not too bad. There you go. Perhaps it's slightly darker than I would...
Yeah, that's it. Hold it up. Keep it up for 5 seconds for that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got it there.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. That's that. Now then, as soon as you turn it over, add the cheese. Grated cheese here.
And this is something that Simon does that's different to most people. Most people would add the cheese to the mixture.
Yeah.
But I think the point of adding the cheese now is that I feel as though later on when you actually eat the omelette, it does taste of cheese.
Yeah,
the taste doesn't get lost.
That's right. You do know what you're talking about because you did have it and it was very good, wasn't it? And this is the way to do it, I think.
And the previous one was very good.
It was. So, regardless of how this turns out, we can do it. But you were saying about you hadn't cooked an omelette for ages. Well, I hadn't until I got this pan. It had literally been years since I cooked.
And then you cooked on gas at home.
Yeah, I cooked on gas at home.
Yeah. And then you agreed to come along. And this is the first time you've seen my electric cooker, and I'm just so pleased that it's done up to the job because
it's very good.
You know, obviously I don't do any cooking or much cooking myself.
Now the cheese is just starting to melt in places, just starting to lose its character a little bit. There you go. I don't think you're going to see. There we go. That looks lovely. Right, Kip. Now how's your appetite?
Right, if you keep it there for a sec.
Yeah. So it's a great cheap meal. A couple of bits of toast or bread.
So what Simon's going to do now is he's going to put the omelette onto the plate for me, okay? He's going to cut it in half and then he's going to stick it in a slice of bread. As I was saying to you, I like the grainy bread here. And what I'll do is I'll have a sandwich. I'll make a sandwich out of it.
See there, I've turned it in half, flipped it over in half like that. So you've got the cheese now. It's like a cheese sandwich now in the omelette.
Hold it up to the camera. Hold it up.
Can you see?
Yeah, up. See?
Oh yeah.
Just do it at an angle. There you go. All right. See?
Got it. Okay. Right. So I'll cut it in
What
half.
happens is
If you want.
it's cutting the omelette in half.
Nice oozy cheese now. It's got nice and hot inside. On top, like that. There you go.
Right, so if you put that back on the stove. So basically that's how we make an omelette. I'll go through it for one more time just to remind everyone. Yeah. You need eggs, milk and butter are the main things, and a bit of cheese to add to taste. You get the pan, medium heat and then low heat, and then just heat it up gradually to suit. You put the butter in, melt it so it forms a liquid across the surface of the pan before you add your mixture. You mix the mixture up. That's the milk, the eggs. You mix them up so the yolks break, and then you're trying to get the air into the mixture as much as you can to make it fluffy. So you provide a fluffy mixture. You then add that to your pan, to your the butter on the pan, and then you, as you saw Simon do there, 5 minutes. You keep it over the stove for 5 minutes, heat it up, and gradually it solidifies. And when it does that around the edges, it doesn't completely solidify. That's the one thing that I guess you learn with experience, is that you recognise that liquidy area over the top, and then you know to turn it over. And I would have turned it half over, not knowing what I was doing, but you turn it right over, give the other side a bit of a bake as well, before you turn it in half, place it on the plate, cut it in half, and have it with 2 slices of bread. And I'm telling you, that is gorgeous. That's even better than the first one. That is better than the first one. It's absolutely excellent. This has been Kip's Kitchen. Please tune into the channel, the Freeview channel 124, sorry, on Freeview. Next time, hopefully, many thanks to, next time we've got Sian coming in to do Eggs Benedict. I don't know quite what they are, but hopefully she'll be coming in to show us how that's done. But of course, most of all, thanks to Simon for coming in and showing us how to
Thank you, Kip. It was my pleasure.
That was our pleasure. Thank you very much, Simon. Cheers.